Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Jimmy Dore Show. I'm here with the Miserable Liberal and Ron Placone. Hey, hey.
Howdy, howdy.
I'm miserable.
Oh, thanks to everybody who bought a mug or what have you, or a T-shirt to help support us for the Christmas thing. Thank you very much. All right. They're doing it again. They're ramping up the Red Scare again.
Did they ever stop, though?
Well, just as soon as even ex-CIA heads are coming out saying there's nothing there with the treason charge of the Russian hacking with collusion with the WikiLeaks and the Trumpies, now they're like, oh, wait, Jill Stein's actually the mastermind who has all the power. Who next? First it's Susan Sarandon, then it's now it's Jill Stein. Who next? I'm going to say Molly Ringwald. I don't know.
Well, let's not forget RT, which is part of
RT.
The Jill Stein.
Most people get their news from RT. I don't know if you know they can swing an election, which is why they're very powerful.
Incredibly,
which is why unbelievable. Most people wouldn't even know an RT show if they showed it to. They wouldn't even know where to find it on their cable. They don't even know if they have it. Most people don't even know they have RT if they have it. All right, so here's what they're doing now. This is from BuzzFeed. The Senate Russia investigation is now looking into Jill Stein.
Oh, geez.
The top congressional committee investigating Russian interference in the 2016 presidential election has set its sights on the Green Party and its nominee, Jill Stein.
Okay, ready? Jimmy, is this a story from The Onion?
No, Steph, this is not from The Onion. You would think it's from The Onion, but it's
Yes.
not from The Onion.
Okay.
This is a real news story that people are tweeting about today. Dennis Traynor Jr., who worked for the Stein campaign from January to August of 2015, says Stein contacted him on Friday, saying the Senate Intelligence Committee had requested that the campaign comply with a document search. So this. When asked Monday what the committee was looking for from the Stein campaign, North Carolina Senator Richard Burr, the committee's chairman, responded, collusion with the Russians. Burr said that the committee is just starting its work investigating two campaigns, but did not elaborate. Stein did not respond to requests for comment. Stein's name has also come up in the context of a 2015 dinner hosted by RT in Moscow. She sat at the same table.
Trouble.
She sat at the same table
I don't like it.
as Russian President Vladimir Putin and Michael Flynn, who served as Donald Trump's first White House national security advisor until he was ousted just 24 days into the job.
But were they playing footsie?
I think they probably...
Oh, that's what it
This
is.
is fucking unbelievable. Traynor said he believes the committee is primarily interested in Stein's appearance on RT, quote, vilifying anyone who's ever appeared on or talked with anyone on the RT network. I was just on RT. I did a show with Jesse Ventura. That guy's definitely a traitor. He's definitely Jesse Ventura, Navy SEAL, governor of Minnesota. No, don't like it. Doesn't smells Russian. What the? A January assessment from the Intelligence Committee on Russian election meddling called RT a propaganda outlet. Let me help you, BuzzFeed. A bullshit January assessment from the Lying Intelligence Committee on Russia called RT a propaganda outlet, and the Justice Department recently ordered RT to register as an agent of the Russian government. So now this is what some people are tweeting about it. Here's Jeremy Scahill, a guy who's on the ball, and he says, regardless of what people think of Jill Stein or the Green Party, this Senate investigation sets a dangerous precedent, as does the lionization of the FBI, Comey, and Mueller. Very short-sighted. It will come back around. Yes, so everybody is now, it's weird to see the left lionizing the FBI and the CIA. Like, they're good people. They're Boy Scouts who just have the FBI infiltrates civic organizations and sabotages them. That's what they do. They did it to Martin Luther King. They did it to Malcolm X. They did it to the Black Panthers. They did it to Occupy Wall Street.
Acorn.
They'll do it to anybody. FBI was involved with Acorn?
I think so.
I don't hold on that. But I thought that was just a stupid right wing that took them down. That was that James whatchamacallit. But anyway, yeah, these aren't good. The left is supposed to be suspicious of the FBI and the CIA. What the F? And he's saying this is going to come back around. It's very short-sighted. Yes. So then this guy tweets this because the Senate requested her to come to this is it. This is exactly what happened during McCarthy. He would call you, oh, we have a list and I want you to come testify. And then people would just start smearing you. And that's exactly what this is. Jill Stein is so the tweet that he's replying to says it's from a guy named Chris Geidner. And he tweeted out, it says, "Scoop, the Senate Russia investigation is now looking into Jill Stein, a former campaign staffer says." That's and lists that and links to that article we just showed you in BuzzFeed. And then this guy retweets it. He's got a blue check. And I'll tell you who he is in a second. Jill Stein is a Russian agent. Jill Stein is a Russian. Just keeps doing that.
Because if you keep repeating a lie, more people believe it.
That's how propaganda works.
He's just trying to get the most out of one tweet.
Like, what are you, 6 years old? Who does this work on? So who does that guy? I'll tell you who that guy is. Mm-hmm. He's a former 2016 Hillary Clinton director of Rapid Response.
Rapid and repetitive response.
Like that guy should be kicked out of public life for that. That's like calling someone the N-word. That's worse than that, actually. I don't know if it is or it's horrible. What are you doing? That's who that guy is. And Glenn Greenwald caught it. And he said, Glenn Greenwald says, Congress asks for the docs to see if there's a connection between Jill Stein's campaign and Russia. There's zero evidence there is, yet the mere congressional inquiry has instantly prompted declarations of guilt and treason like this. Just please don't call the climate McCarthyite. And here's Max Blumenthal. He said, led by Dianne Feinstein, Democrats are exploiting Russiagate to eliminate the political opposition to their left. So this is what I've learned through the Bernie Sanders campaign is that when you're to the left of someone who considers themselves on the left, they don't attack your ideas because your ideas are better. They smear you. And that's what this is. So now they got to get rid of Jill Stein going forward because she has they have a Green New Deal. They have an actual agenda that they can forward. They have a platform. They have ideas, unlike the Democrats. So they got to now they got to silence her. And that's what Max Blumenthal's saying. Led by Dianne Feinstein, Democrats are exploiting Russiagate to eliminate the political opposition to their left. The innuendo spread against Stein and the Green Party contains all the classical elements of McCarthyism. And then Glenn Greenwald retweets that tweet. He says, click on Jill Stein, that's trending, and you'll see countless leading Democrats with large platforms strongly implying, if not outright stating, she's a Kremlin agent, all because of a congressional inquiry. They couldn't better replicate McCarthyism if they tried.
I mean, let's look at their evidence. Like, what are the reasons for this? The reasons for this is that she appeared on a news network, an American bureau, a news network, and because she sat at a table. Which, by the way, like at that event that she was at, she wasn't getting paid to be there. She flew out there on her own dime.
I think also she ran against Hillary Clinton. There's another reason. We don't want to deal with you.
And so this is so ridiculous that Democrats used to make fun of people who said stuff like this. How long ago? I don't know. Just a few years ago when we had a black president named Barack Obama.
Governor Romney, I'm glad that you recognize that al-Qaeda is a threat, because a few months ago when you were asked what's the biggest geopolitical threat facing America, you said Russia. Not al-Qaeda, you said Russia. In the 1980s are now calling to ask for their foreign policy back because the Cold War has been over for 20 years. But, Governor, when it comes to our foreign policy, you seem to want to import the foreign policies of the 1980s.
We used to make fun of them.
Yep.
And Barack Obama nailed that joke.
He did. He deserved a bigger laugh. In fairness to him, the delivery was solid. That audience did not give him anything.
It was a solid delivery, but I think he kind of tipped the joke a little too heavy in the first part.
Yes.
That's what happened.
You could tell he was really stoked to get to it.
Yeah,
he rushed it.
He kind of gave the joke away before he could tell the punchline, right? So, but I don't know if you remember this. This is where they used to hang out. They loved him. George Bush looked into his eyes. He saw his soul. And then they went out at Kenny Bunkport, him and his dad and Putin. They all went fishing.
I saw a soul and then I caught a soul. Right?
But I guess this is okay. You can do this, but you just can't sit at a table that Putin is at. You can do that, though. That's okay. So,
Apparently.
again, do you see
You can
how
wear matching jackets.
I hope people, of course, the people who watch the show see how ridiculous this is. You know what's funny to me is the people who like our hardcore corporate Democrats who still come to our show and can't comment on the videos. That's hilarious to me. They're still.
Well, I don't see,
That's where you spend your day? Really? Okay.
how do you not see how ridiculous and counterproductive this is? I mean, like if you don't like Jill Stein, that's fine. You don't have to. That's not what this is about. Like, this is about, like, this is just red scare. I mean, this is just ridiculous at this point. We just gave you all the quote-unquote evidence, which is an insult to the word evidence that they have to do this. The woman appeared on a network, and she sat at a table. I mean, this is absurd.
Let's all remember, though, that the senator who's calling her to testify is a Republican, just so people know that. That guy Burr?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is a weird time to be alive in the United States. This is stuff that I thought we had gotten past. Well, it's just like the Vietnam War. Like, I thought we learned our lesson from Vietnam, which we learned a lot of lessons from Vietnam, just not to do it again. We didn't learn that one. We keep doing it over and over.
Main bullet point lost.
Yeah, we don't vilify the soldiers anymore. That's a good lesson we learned, right? We don't, but we still keep doing it. And boy, oh boy, I thought we were through past McCarthyism and Red Scare. I mean, it's amazing to see those Democrats do that, right? Jill Stein is a Russian agent. She got called to testify. What the? She's an environmentalist. What the F? That's what they're doing to environmentalists. That's what they did to union people. They're Reds. You're in a union? And they would come and get the teacher, the head of the teachers. They'd go to a school. They'd get the guy who was the union rep, and they'd blacklist him. And that's how they get rid of it.
Well, maybe it's not just targeting the left. I heard some rumors that they investigated Gary Johnson's campaign too, but he didn't know where Russia was, so they just dropped it right away.
Right?
Wow. Please make sure you're subscribed if you're subscribed. Or unsubscribing people, I'm not kidding, every day. So please make sure you're still subscribed and click the bell so you get a notification when we drop new videos. And if you can become a patron and help support the show, you can do it through Patreon or PayPal. And there's lots of ways to help support the show, so thank you for your support.